Dude, there's a fly in here. There's like a fly, and he's all up in my face right now. He's trying to hear about what happened in the balance patch. No, but seriously, dude, this... We like just had a balance patch announcement, and just is in air quotes. You know, within the grand scheme of things, it was like 5 minutes ago. Truth of the matter is it's probably been about a week. So here are 10 buffs that you need to know about from the most recent balance patch. First of all, Liliana, great play by the way. She got an adjustment where now when the Lord of Hell dies, she immediately gets a turn. That's pretty great for her. I would say that Liliana is one of the most unique monsters in the game, and the reason why she's like so early in the video is because realistically, this doesn't impact that many people. At the time of recording, Liliana and the rest of the Devil Maidens have only been in the game for a little while, so I don't think many people have had the opportunity to play with her. Now, will this be the thing that puts Liliana on the map? Maybe not, but I feel like she's like right there, dude, from being really cool. Benedict is also getting a little adjustment. He's losing that clause at the end of his passive that restricts when he can ignore effects that resist death. This is a great little change for Benedict. It kind of shows that the devs are taking this effect and giving it out more freely. They're not really restricting it to if-then situations anymore, and now he can just go straight through things like Triana passives or anything else that's trying to protect units from dying right away. Next, Thomas the Wind Lollipop Warrior is also the only Lollipop Warrior. Instead of just stripping, now he steals a buff from the enemy target. Now, realistically, this is cool. It's not necessarily huge, but I wanted to mention him because I think Thomas is better than people remember. If you happen to have a Thomas, or you're just sitting on a ton of ancient coins that you're aching to spend, you might want to revisit his abilities. And son of a dude, can you see that this fly is like, he just landed on my eyelid? Where's this You should take a look at some of his skills because he's probably a little bit better than you remember him being. Fastest monster in the game besides Leo in game. Regarding base speed only. Oh god, it's getting longer and longer. What is this kid's name? Oh, Kid. Baby Goat is now getting some attack bar reduction on everybody except the individual that he targets. And this change is probably going to make him feel even more like the Veronica Chiwu mix that he's meant to feel like. At least to me, that's what he's meant to feel like. Also, did you see that a baby goat is a kid? All right, now we're getting into the juicy stuff. The Water Slayer is getting his passive changed around a bit. Now, whenever allies attack monsters with destroyed HP, the amount of damage they deal is going to scale proportionately to the amount of HP destroyed. Borgnine's already really good at stacking on that destroyed HP, but now this is just a generally good buff to destroy runes, so long as you're including the Water Slayer on your comp. Now it might behoove you to rune a couple units on destroy just to increase the amount of damage your allies are dealing. I personally really like the way that they're shifting the passive to be more aggressive rather than defensive, but we'll see how it holds up given some time. Oh no, no, they made another Raccoony. I don't know, maybe that's a little overblown. Angela the Wind Pudding Princess is now going to remove 2 debuffs at the start of her turn instead of 1, but this one also reflects damage. A lot of people, including myself, are already using Angela in RTA, and this change is going to make her even more viable. Especially now that she can fill the role of some of those auto-cleanse units that you'd kind of be replacing with her normally. Giana is getting a buff. I didn't think that I'd see it happen, but here we are. Giana now has an AoE stun, regardless of if people have buffs on. You guys are going to have to tell me what you think of this one in the comments, but I imagine Giana owners are really thrilled because that means that their skill 3 is finally going to do something, even when there's no will on their opponents. Meanwhile, the rest of us are going to have to find a new way to counter her other than just bringing monsters with no will. Okay, I love this one. This is the power of a small wording change that can, in theory, lead to some pretty cool results. Jara, the Dark Phoenix. Now, when you attack an enemy on your turn, all passives will not activate. This is very reminiscent of Hanwoo. So that means you could go ahead and attack anybody you want on your turn, and any passives that would have anything to say, like Abellio cutting in when a monster is reduced to 40% or below, doesn't activate. And of course, they remembered to mention bosses excluded. They've been real careful about that. They don't want another Mephisto and Necros situation. Our penultimate entry, Tarion, got his damage reduction back. Let's go. When Tarion got his pseudo buff, pseudo nerf in the last balance patch, the damage reduction got scaled back a little bit, but I suppose they realized that it might have been a little bit too much of an over adjustment, so now he's getting it back in this passive and it's going up to 30% damage reduced. And finally, the monster that keeps getting buffed, even though nobody's asking for it anymore, it's Shho, the dev's favorite monster. Bro gets buff after buff after buff. It's like he's good now. We don't need anything else. I mean, I'll keep taking him, but you know. He's basically the Summoner's War equivalent of like an industry plant. Someone's trying to make Shho like the top of the meta. And slowly, balance patch by balance patch, they're getting there. Let me know what your favorite change from the balance patch is. And that's it. There was no end to the sentence. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.